COVID's definitely been a challenge for us, but it's been a challenge for everyone. So, things started a little rocky for us early on. We had some 2-week quarantines, and some of the quarantines lasted a little longer than that. So we didn't really get started with full practice until towards the end of September, early October. So it was kind of a waiting game for a while there, and really proud of the way the men and women held themselves in those few weeks, and they stayed patient and stayed healthy, and we're able to kind of get started with official practice towards the end of September. It's been a little strange having so many internationals in the middle of a worldwide pandemic. I've got 5 out of my 7 that are international on the women's side. I think I've got 6 out of my 9 that are international on the men's side. So I do have majority international, and that's been a challenge, just getting them in and out of the country throughout all of this. My guys, I had 2 internationals that decided to stay home for the fall semester. They just felt safer there and with online classes, and we weren't really able to compete this fall. So for them it made sense. For some other of my guys and girls, it made sense to be here and be around that team environment, which was great. Thankfully, we were able to have a little bit of competition. We had the Roadrunner Invitational. We had a couple of the Colorado schools come in and compete, CSU Pueblo and Colorado Mesa. So that was great, especially for the freshmen to just get that exposure to competitive tennis, and just keep them engaged was the main priority for me. A lot of online virtual meetings kind of throughout the summer, and when our season got cancelled, so that was a big priority of mine not to do as much online virtual gatherings, just because all their classes are online, and I'd been nagging them all summer with updates online. So we tried to do as much outside of the online world as we could. That was obviously a challenge with all the protocols and the social distancing, but we were able to do a scavenger hunt throughout campus, which was great. We did a hike. We did the Manitou Incline, so that was awesome. But we definitely weren't able to do quite as much as a normal year with all the social distancing. But thankfully, I think it's worked out, and the guys get along great with each other, the girls get along great with each other, and that's really all you can ask for with a team. Right now we have 3 seniors in the program, 2 fifth-year seniors, and 2 of those seniors are actually out of the country right now. So Mateo and Danny decided to stay back home in Argentina and Spain. So we were lacking a little bit of leadership, especially early on with the team, but really happy with a couple of our sophomore juniors in the program that really stepped up. A couple, Jack and Billy McDermott, did a great job leading from the front. I thought Casey and David did a great job as well of just stepping up, filling a role that they probably didn't expect to fill early on in the season, and just being great teammates. The women have been awesome. Camaraderie is great, as good as it's ever been on the women's side, and really excited about what they can achieve in the spring. I mean, we were on the cusp of making the national tournament before season was cancelled in the spring, and we've got a really great core returning. 4 girls returning that played in the lineup last year, and 3 new girls coming in. 2 of them are transfers that have played for successful programs, and a freshman from Germany who's going to do some pretty exciting things as well. So really excited for my women of what they can achieve in the spring, and going along that with the men as well. We were in the same spot as the women. We were on the cusp of making the national tournament as well, and we have everyone returning for the most part on the men's side, and I've got 2 incoming freshmen as well on the men's side, John Lou Ozias and Harry Lloyd Evans, who have come in and fitted into the culture really well. Great kids, work hard, a lot of talent there. So really excited for both programs to see what they can do, and see where we end up. The waiver is good and bad in some ways. For us, it was great. I mean, I loved my team, so whoever wanted to come back was more than welcome to come back. I've got 2 guys that were seniors this last spring. They both wanted to come back, and more than happy to have them, Mateo and Alejandro. So I just think it was more a case of unfinished business. Last spring, they had the extra year of competition. Mateo actually had another year of school anyway, so it worked out perfectly for him. And Alejandro just wanted to compete and finish on a high. So, fingers crossed that the spring season does happen and they get to finish on a great note. The other side of the spectrum is you've got all these freshmen and high school kids now that are looking for opportunities, and you've got all these fifth-year seniors that are staying in the program. So there's less opportunities for the high school kids coming through, and there's more competition, which is kind of the pros and cons of it. But in our case, especially on the men's side, I had two seniors that have been around the block. They know how to compete, they know how to win. They're leaders in our program. And to have them for another year was a no-brainer, and it helps that they really wanted to be here and they really wanted to finish on a high. So I'm excited to see what happens in the spring. I'm sure there's a lot of other programs in the Pac-West and throughout the nation that have fifth-year seniors as well. So it's going to be competitive, probably more competitive than ever right now, but it's only going to make us better as a program. And yeah, like I said, excited to see how the spring unfolds. First official day of practice will be January 11th. Okay. Now that'll probably be only a few on the team right now. Most of my guys and girls decided to go home to their home countries. When they do arrive back into Denver, they do have to do a mandatory 14-day quarantine. So most of my men and women arrive back January 2nd. So for them, they're not looking at getting on the court until around January 16th, January 17th. My other men and women that decided to stay in Denver, they can start January 11th. Our first day of competition is January 25th for the men against Air Force Academy, and then for the women it's January 31st at Air Force Academy. Pac-West competition, as of right now, our first match will be March 11th at home against Dominican College, California school. I think a lot of things have to go right for everything to happen in the spring, but I am positive things have been moving in the right direction. I think we're in a slightly different position than most other programs at MSU Denver, just because we're an independent or an affiliate in the Pac-West. California handles COVID very differently than Denver. The rules are different, travel restrictions are different. So I'm sure there's going to be some hurdles we're going to have to jump over to have a season in the Pac-West, but as of right now, everything is a go for the Pac-West. So fingers crossed that stays like that, and we're going to spend our spring break in California and play 4 nationally ranked teams there in the Pac-West, and I'm excited to see how we hold up there and what we can achieve.